Once upon a time, in a land shrouded in mystery and magic, there lived a humble farmer named Aidan. Aidan toiled under the scorching sun, tending to his crops with diligence and dedication. Despite his hardships, he always wore a warm smile, finding solace in the simple joys of life. One fateful day, as Aidan worked in his fields, he stumbled upon a shimmering stone buried in the earth. Entranced by its beauty, he carefully unearthed it and held it up to the light. Little did he know, this was no ordinary stone, but a relic of great power, long forgotten by the world. As Aidan touched the stone, a surge of energy coursed through him, filling him with newfound strength and wisdom. With each passing day, he noticed his crops flourishing like never before, and his once modest farm began to thrive. Word of Aidan's miraculous stone spread far and wide, attracting the attention of the kingdom's ruler, King Aldrich. Intrigued by the farmer's newfound prosperity, the king summoned Aidan to his palace to learn the secret of his success. Upon meeting Aidan, King Aldrich was both impressed and envious of his fortune. Determined to possess the stone for himself, the king offered Aidan great wealth and power in exchange for the relic. But Aidan, wise beyond his years, refused the king's tempting offer, knowing the true value of his discovery. Enraged by Aidan's defiance, King Aldrich declared war on the humble farmer, sending his army to seize the stone by force. Yet, despite facing overwhelming odds, Aidan stood his ground, rallying his fellow villagers to defend their home. As the battle raged on, Aidan realized that he could not win through strength alone. Drawing upon the wisdom granted by the stone, he devised a cunning strategy that caught the king's forces off guard. With courage and determination, Aidan led his people to victory, driving back the king's army and securing the safety of their land. In the aftermath of the battle, King Aldrich lay defeated, humbled by the resilience of a simple farmer. Recognizing the error of his ways, he knelt before Aidan and begged for forgiveness, vowing to rule with compassion and justice from that day forth. With peace restored to the kingdom, Aidan returned to his farm, content in the knowledge that true power lies not in wealth or might, but in the strength of one's heart and the wisdom of one's soul. And though the stone's magic eventually faded, its lessons remained etched in Aidan's memory for generations to come. And so, as the sun set on another day, Aidan continued to tend to his crops, knowing that his greatest adventure had only just begun. As seasons passed, Aidan's fame spread far and wide. Travelers from distant lands sought his wisdom, hoping to learn the secrets of his success. Aidan welcomed them with open arms, sharing his knowledge and guiding them on their own journeys. Meanwhile, the kingdom flourished under King Aldrich's wise and just rule. Inspired by Aidan's example, the king worked tirelessly to improve the lives of his people, ensuring that prosperity reached every corner of the land. But amidst the tranquility, whispers of unrest began to stir. Dark forces, long dormant, plotted from the shadows, seeking to sow chaos and destruction once more. Aidan sensed the growing threat and knew that his peaceful days were numbered. Gathering his closest allies, Aidan embarked on a quest to confront the looming darkness and protect the kingdom he held dear. Along the way, he faced trials and tribulations, testing his resolve and challenging his beliefs. With each obstacle overcome, Aidan grew stronger, drawing upon the lessons of his past and the guidance of the stone that had once bestowed upon him its power. And as he journeyed deeper into the heart of darkness, he discovered a truth that shook him to his core. The true source of the darkness was not an external force, but the darkness within the hearts of men. Greed, envy, and hatred had festered and spread like a plague, corrupting even the noblest of souls. Realizing that the battle could not be won with swords alone, Aidan sought to heal the wounds that had torn the kingdom asunder. Through acts of kindness and compassion, He inspired hope in the hearts of those who had lost their way. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn, and the darkness that had gripped the land began to recede. And though the scars of the past would never fully heal, Aiden knew that as long as there were those willing to stand up for what was right, the light would always prevail. And so, as Aiden returned to his farm once more, he did so not as a humble farmer, but as a beacon of hope in a world still struggling to find its way. And though his adventures had come to an end, his legacy would live on in the hearts of all who had been touched by his courage and compassion. As Aiden resumed his life on the farm, the land prospered under his watchful care. With each passing season, the crops grew bountiful and the fields teemed with life. Yet, despite the peace that had settled over the kingdom, Aiden remained ever vigilant, knowing that darkness could rise again when least expected. Years turned into decades, and Aiden's hair turned silver with age, but his spirit remained as steadfast as ever. He continued to impart his wisdom to the younger generation, teaching them the importance of kindness, empathy, and resilience in the face of adversity. One day, as Aiden worked in the fields, a weary traveler arrived at his doorstep, seeking refuge from a world torn apart by strife. The traveler spoke of wars and conflicts raging across distant lands, of kingdoms crumbling under the weight of their own ambitions. Moved by the traveler's plight, Aiden welcomed him into his home, offering food and shelter for as long as he needed. And as they sat by the hearth, sharing tales of their journeys, Aiden realized that his adventures were far from over. With the traveler's words weighing heavy on his heart, Aiden knew that he could not sit idly by while others suffered. Drawing upon the strength of his convictions, he vowed to embark on one final quest, to spread the message of peace and unity to all who would listen. Gathering a band of like-minded souls, Aiden set out once more into the world, determined to make a difference wherever he went. Along the way, they faced challenges both old and new, but with each obstacle overcome, their resolve only grew stronger. From village to village, they spread the message of hope, inspiring others to rise above their differences and work together for the greater good. And though their journey was long and arduous, they knew that they were not alone, for they carried with them the light of Aiden's wisdom. And so, as they traveled into the sunset, their hearts filled with hope and determination, Aiden knew that his legacy would endure long after he was gone. For as long as there were those who believed in the power of kindness and compassion, the world would always have a chance to be a better place. As Aiden and his companions journeyed into the sunset, their steps guided by the light of their shared purpose, they knew that their mission would never truly end. For in a world where darkness and light danced an eternal dance, there would always be a need for those who dared to stand up for what was right. And though Aiden's own chapter had come to a close, his legacy lived on in the hearts of all who had been touched by his kindness and wisdom. From the humblest farmer to the mightiest king, his spirit echoed through the ages, a beacon of hope in times of darkness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, Aiden paused for a moment, taking in the beauty of the world around him. And in that fleeting moment, he knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, the light would always prevail, for it was fueled by the unwavering belief that even the smallest acts of kindness could change the world.